Good morning, students. In the last class, we have seen energy conservation. In that, the current equation, force equation, and power equation, and also actually, I did not give the clarity on the force. Am I correct? I given the force equation, but I did not say direction. Clear? That we will see. Okay. So yesterday we have seen these derivation, motion EMF. This is we taken what is the PQ? Yes, top is P and bottom is. This is P. This is Q. I already mentioned yesterday. P side all electrons will move and remain. All electrons move this side. Here what will happen? Negative charge. Here it is positive charge. I mentioned. Clear? So this rod acts like a source, battery. Okay, I said current yesterday move from Q to P, I said. Clear? So force accumulation here is correct, positive is correct. Current not moves like this. Already the circuit is closed, it is on the metallic rod, right? So then what will happen? Potential difference is there. At P and Q, current will flow like this. This is I. What does it mean? Current come from P to Q. It moves like this. Clear? Inside battery, you have seen where current electricity. In current electricity, in electrolyte, where this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal. If you place these electrodes, this is we have electrolyte. If this is a positive and this is negative. If you close the circuit, here it is same. This is Q and this is P. If you close the circuit, then what will happen? Current flow like this comes, and in electrolyte it moves from P to Q. Am I correct or not? In electrolyte. Clear? So same. Current in this P and Q, this rod acts like a battery, acts like a electrolyte due to its motion, and that's all we are in discussion. What is that? E is equal to BL. So this rod acts like a battery, it's like a source. Now circuit is closed, then current flow like this. Now I correct that. Now current moving downwards. Then how do we decide charge accumulation here? Already I mentioned that is what is that? F is equal to Q. V cross B. If you follow where the charges moves, we will come to know. If it is positive charge, put positive. If negative charge is, take it negative. Clear? In this field is acting like this. Okay. Now to find the force, yesterday I given force expression. What is that? Force is equal to, and yesterday what did we see? First we have seen current. What is that? Current is equal to E by R. So the resistance of this wire is R. Clear? So then E is equal to what? So induced EMF developed between P and Q. R is the rod. What is that? BLV by R. Then we have seen force experienced by the current carrying current in the magnetic field. That is BIL. Okay? BIL sin theta, but these two are perpendicular. Already explained in the last class. So I am taking directly. This is B as it is. I is BLV by R into L. This is B square L square V by R. This I explained yesterday, and also I explained power. Fp is equal to F into V. Already we got F. Substitute F here, we will get B square L square V square by R. I did not say the direction. Then how do we decide direction? F is equal to what is that? IL cross B. This is cross product formula. Otherwise, this we will write like this: BIL sin theta, general formula. So we need to do cross product current element into magnetic field. What is the current element? Current element is acting downwards. Acting downwards means what is that? If we take it coordinates like this, downwards means like this. Like downwards means this is minus J cross. Clear? B is acting into the board. Into the board means that is K axis into the Z axis into the negative z axis into the board. Out of the board, positive z axis. That is minus k into this is clear. So this minus into minus plus j cross k, then I j k. We are doing j cross k. J cross k. Then if you do the cross product, what do we get? I. So this force acts along I cap. I cap represents what? Positive x axis. So force will act in this direction. Clear? Yesterday why I did not give the clarity, because I taken current is up. This is the problem here. So current in the rod move from P to Q, but external circuit it's move from in the rod current moves from P to Q, but external circuit it's move Q to P. Then here we did I did mistake. That's why I did not give the clarity. Now I have given very clearly. This force is BIL. This is act opposite to the velocity. Understand? So remaining equations are common. Already we have seen in the yesterday class. Okay, power dissipation also is given. That is P is equal to I square R. Instead of F into V, if you take I square R, you will get the answer. Clear? Already I is there. This I, where is that? This I substitute in P is equal to I square R. This I substitute here, you will get the answer. So the agent that does the work in a mechanical, where does this mechanical energy goes? The answer is it's dissipate joule heat and is given by. So we will do mechanically. We move this, right? We are doing work that comes to here. Okay. Now we will see another equation that relates EMF, charge and flux, also resistance. Charge, flux and resistance. So thus mechanical energy was which was needed to move the PQ converted into electrical energy and then into thermal energy. And we will see an interesting relationship they mentioned. Only magnitude. If I write like this, there is a magnitude. So I am not taking sign. Induced EMF according to Ohm's law, according to Faraday's law, this is d phi v by dt. Am I correct or delta t? Clear? So this EMF, how do we write? I into R. This is equal to d phi v by dt. What is I? I is equal to delta q by delta t. R is equal to delta phi v by delta t. Any objection? I is what? Current, charge flow, rate of flow. R is the resistance of the rod. So this delta t cancel. Delta q is equal to delta phi v by R. This is very interesting. Sorry, very important formula. It relates charge, flux and resistance of the rod. Clear? So we do expect questions on this in the competitive exams. Clear? So make a note on this. Now come to example problem 6.8. This is already asked in IIT. Before not last year, before last year. Question looking very big, but answer is very simple. The arm PQ of the rectangular conductor is moved from x is equal to 0 outwards. The uniform magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane and extended x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b, and is 0 for x greater than b. Only the arm PQ possesses substantial resistance R. Consider the situation when the arm PQ is pulled outwards, x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b, and then moved back x is equal to 0 and then constant speed v. Obtain the expression for the flux, the induced EMF, force necessary to pull the arm, and the power dissipation as the joule heat. Sketch the variation of these quantities. So flux, magnetic field is coming out. Dot component is given like this. Clear? In his rectangular frame, placed like this. This is S. This is R. This is the rod. P, Q. Here x is equal to 0. Here x is equal to B. Next, x is equal to 2b here. What did they ask? Obtain the expression for the flux. Clear? And expression for the flux, the induced EMF, the force necessary to pull the arm. Okay. First, flux we will find. Up to where magnetic field present from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b. From field was there, B is there from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b. Clear? So rod moves pulling, moving in this direction. They given like this. Okay. So as soon as rod moves, initially it was here, now rod is moving up to here, it covers the flux. If suppose rod is here, okay, what is the flux from x2 to x2b? That we will write. Now first I am writing x0 to xb. Clear? x0 to xb. At x0 there is no area. At xb, what will happen? This length, did they mention? What did they mention length here? Did they mention? They given this as length L. Okay. As soon as it's reached B, when x is equal to B, what is the flux? Flux is equal to B into area. When rod is here, what is the area covered by the rod? This length and breadth. Up to here is what? B. So B or LB. Clear? When x is equal to B. When x is equal to 0, there is no flux. Right? They given. Okay? Next, when x is equal to 2b. When x is equal to 2b. When x is equal to 2b. When rod is here, what is the flux covered? Up to here only. If they ask flux between B to 2b, then 0. If they ask in this region, flux will be 0. Reason, there is no magnetic field in this. But they did not ask. If they ask up to 2b, then what will be the flux? Then when x is equal to b, flux is equal to phi is equal to b into LB only. Reason, up to this only flux was there. Clear? So, but when rod is there, what is the area? This is the total area actually. When x is equal to 2b, what is the area? Area is equal to L into 2b. Right? But in this total area, some region magnetic field was not there. But some region magnetic field was there. What does that mean? Some portion of area having flux, some portion of area containing magnetic field lines, that is BLB. That is BLB. BLB is the flux in the total area. Clear? If magnetic field is there up to 2b, then answer will be instead of b we will write 2b. But according to question, in this region magnetic field was not there. Clear? Next, we frame the what? Flux. They ask the flux diagram. Graph. Here B, they taken B. Here it is 2B. Clear? Again B, again 0 means it is moving up to 2B, again coming, going back. Move forward and backward, like that. Now what will happen at x is equal to 0, this is x, these are all x axis. When x is equal to 0, what is the flux? Is 0. So here you take it, what is that? Phi b, this is BLB. When x is equal to b, when x is equal to b, what is the flux? BLB. So here it increased up to 2b. What? Again it is same BLB only. When x is equal to 2b, when x is equal to 2b, what is that flux? BLB. Okay, rod is here now. Again going back. When x is equal to b, now going back. When x is equal to b, what is the flux? BLB. When x is equal to b, here. Again same. When x is equal to 0, then flux is 0. Right? Next, this is about what? Flux. Next, EMF. Again same conditions. We will take EMF. EMF is equal to what? What is the general formula? EMF is equal to BLV. Am I correct? So EMF is equal to, what did they ask? EMF did they ask? Obtain the expression for pull arm. Obtain the expression for the induced EMF. Right? Okay. X is equal to 0 to x is equal to b. Rod is moving, there will be a flux. So x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b. Between x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b, magnetic field was there. When rod moves, area increases, flux is increasing. I am talking in this region. When x is equal to 0, x is equal to b, answer is BLV. Okay? Clear? Answer is what? BLV. Here velocity is constant. Okay, this is BLV. Now, when x is equal to b to x is equal to 2b. From here to here, where I written here a b to 2b, magnetic field was not there. Then induced EMF is 0. E is equal to 0. When coming back from 2b to b, again field is 0. From b to again to 0. From b to x is equal to 0. In this region again magnetic field was there, then induced EMF was there. In that case, what will happen? Negative. EMF is negative. Clear? So BLV. See, here to avoid the confusion, I will explain again. I hope you are all following. So now EMF we are calculating. EMF from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b. E is equal to minus d phi b by dt. Right? This how do we write? Minus d by dt of b into L into b is changing. So into b. So minus is common, BL common, dB by dt. This is what? Velocity. So this is minus BLV. Clear? In our derivation, we got positive. Am I correct or not? BLV. Reason velocity is in the derivation, rod moves left side. That's why we taken V negative. But here V is positive, then we got minus BL. Next, when this is up to which region x is equal to 0 to x is equal to b region. Next region is what? X is equal to b to x is equal to 2b. Then in this region magnetic field was not there, EMF is 0. Again coming back, same region is equal to 0. 2b to, this is for x is equal to 2b to x is equal to b. Next E is equal to BLV when x is equal to b to x is equal to 0. This is up to here is forward and from here to here is backward. Clear? Now same points I am taking, and here I am taking, we have a plus and minus BLV, here it is BLV. 0 to B, x is equal to 0 to x is equal to B. What is that? Minus BLV. So like this is B, 2B, B, 0. Next, over, this is over, x is equal to 0 to x is equal to B minus BL. X is equal to B to x is equal to B, 0. This is up to 0. Up to 2B, 0. Next, 2B to B again 0. Next, x is equal to B to x is equal to 0 minus, plus BL. So, here, clear. B to 0 plus BLB, 0 to B minus BL. Same, next question, what did they ask? Force. Already we have seen force formula. What is that? Force F is equal to B square L square V by R. Okay? In previous discussion, when rod moves, already I mentioned, force is always acts opposite to the velocity. Right? Then, up to 0 to, in a forward direction, up to where force will be act, x is equal to 0 to x is equal to B, force will be act. Reason, induced EMF is produced, current flow takes place. From B to 2B, there is no induced EMF, there is no force. Clear? So then, we will get, in this direction force acts negative. When rod moves in this direction, force acts outwards. When velocity outwards, force is inwards. When velocity inwards, force is outwards. That's why you would say we will get the same figure, but this we will get here instead of BLV, right? B square L square V by R, B square L square V by R, B square L square V square by R. First case we will get here positive. When coming down backwards, here we will get negative. Clear? Reason is force is always act opposite to the velocity. When rod is going out of the region, force acts into the region. When rod moving into the region, force will act outwards to the region. Clear? So graph is given in the textbook. And power also. Power always is a positive. We don't take power negative. So that you will get graph in positive only, positive plane. Okay? This is important. Practice this. If you have a doubt, you can ask. Clear? Next discussion, eddy currents. This we do expect in 1 mark and 2 marks. 6.8. What is this? Eddy currents. A BDY CURRENTS, eddy currents. Okay. This one kind of current. When a bulk material, ferromagnetic material, is subjected to a very magnetic fields. Okay, means if you place a ferromagnetic material, bulk material, in a very magnetic fields, this very magnetic fields produces current in the bulk material. Clear? This produced current, who produced very magnetic field produced. This current will flow in a circular form. So these circular currents we call it as eddy currents. Clear? So when a ferromagnetic substance, bulk material subjected to a very magnetic field, then current develops in the bulk material in a circular manner, or current flow in a circular manner. That currents we call it as eddy currents. What happens? What will do these currents? So one experiment was given. So when there is a bulk, this is a bulk material, a plain sheet, a ferromagnetic material is subjected to a magnetic field. This is oscillating between magnetic field. This is north and so what they given north and south. Clear? When this sheet is oscillating between, they subjected to, or they made this sheet, they arranged the sheet to oscillate in a magnetic field. Okay, what happened? Instantly, instead of doing oscillations, immediately it stops oscillations. It stopped. So what does it mean? Something is damping this. It's just like a damping oscillations. Something is damping. So to explain that, what did they notice? What did they observe? They observed that some currents are producing, that currents are moving in a circular, like this, circular motion. What are currents? Currents is nothing but what? Charges. Charges moves in a circular path. This moving, what are moving? Charges are moving. These moving particles are stopping this oscillation. Understand why the oscillation stopped? Why this become damped? Because of the as see why here magnetic field is constant, but why how we say varying? Because where the varying magnetic field was there in the sheet. Reason, this is oscillating. It's going out and coming into the region, again going out. Coming into the magnetic field region, again coming out. Like this. What does that mean? Magnetic field is varying. Varying magnetic fields are producing currents that moves circular path in a bulk material, in a ferromagnetic material, that stopping these oscillations. So why this stopping means? Because of these currents. These currents named as eddy currents. Clear? Understand? I hope you are all understanding. The varying magnetic field, when a bulk material subject to a varying magnetic field, or varying magnetic field applied to a bulk material, this varying magnetic field produces a current that move current in a material. This current flow in a circular path. This currents we call it as eddy currents. Understand? So what do we do? And they noticed one more thing. Instead of keeping this, they made this sheet like this, like a they made a cut like this, teeth shape, like this. Then they noticed again, instead of damping, it start oscillating freely. They made like this cut. Clear? Instead of keeping plain like this, they made this sheet like this. What did they notice? Free oscillation they noticed. When it has complete sheet, when it is in complete sheet, I mean without any gaps, it is oscillations are damping. When the sheet made like this, some openings and then some like this, some cut, when they made a cut like this, what happened? It oscillating freely. What does that mean? In these two observations, something is happening in the sheet. When it is in a continuous, when the sheet is distributed continuously. So that something is what? Eddy currents. Not when we keep the sheet empty, that will not happen. If you keep the sheet in the magnetic field, eddy currents will not produce. We need to vary the magnetic field. Understand? So these currents we call it as eddy currents. The uses of eddy currents are very, very important. First one is magnetic braking in trains. First one is what? Magnetic brakings. Magnetic brakings in trains. Clear? Without any physical touch. In this, oscillations are stopping without any resistive force. I mean mechanical. Understand? We are not stopping by touching any object, by using any object to. We are not stopping. Automatically it is stopping due to varying magnetic field. Is there any physical touch here? No. So there is one advantage. Now present what we are braking system. If you see the trains and normal, if you see the bikes, you will find a what is that sponge iron or a rubber that will be strong rubber that will be pushes when apply the brakes that will be when wheel is like this, one arc shaped brush will be pressed. Then what will happen? Speed will decrease. You might have seen seen bicycle. When you apply the brakes, what happens? Two sponges, rubber sponges will hold the ring. Clear? There is a physical touch. But in this, there is no physical touch. Suppose if this is the train wheel, if you apply the magnetic field, this side and opposite side by keeping the what happens? Eddy currents will develop in this that will be stop that will be slow down the velocity. That is first one. Next, electromagnetic damping. Already I explained. This is called electromagnetic damping. Clear. This will use using galvanometer. Have a fixed core made of non-magnetic metallic material. When the coil is oscillated, eddy currents generated in the core opposes the motion and bring the coil to the rest. You just write down simply electromagnetic damping. Next, induction furnace. To produce high temperatures, we use this technique, eddy current techniques, where induction furnace. Next one, electric power meters. To note the power consumption, this electric in power meters, they use this principle. Nowadays they are using digital meters. If you see the olden meters, you will find a circular disc, aluminum disc will rotate. Clear? See the old meters. Now digital meters are there, we cannot see that. In the olden days, if you see the old meter, you will find one aluminum circular disc rotates without any help of motor. How it rotates? Because of eddy currents. So using the eddy current principle, using electric power meters to measure the power consumptions in homes or in factories, whatever. Okay, this is about eddy currents and advantages. I am again recalling, when a bulk material is subjected to a varying magnetic field, circular currents develops in a material. This circular currents is called eddy currents. The use of eddy currents is, first one is magnetic braking, second one is electromagnetic damping, magnetic damping. Third one is what? Induction furnace. To produce high temperatures. Induction. This you use in where you use induction furnace? In chemistry, in industry. Okay, you might have seen this heard about this induction furnace. Next, fourth one is what? Electric power meters. Electric power meters. These four advantages. We do expect this definition in 1 mark and uses in 2 marks. Very, very important. Clear? Right. Okay. Now this we have seen. We have seen uses. Then how to reduce the eddy currents? This is important. See, in this explanation, we first it was a sheet. Next, the same sheet we made a cut. What is happening by making cut? We disturbing when sheet was there, circular currents produced like this. If we disturb this part, what will happen? It is free to oscillate, right? To do what did we do? We made a cut. Clear? Understand? So this is one method. Next one is laminating. Laminating means if you see the transformers are probably not completed. It will come in this lesson only. In this lesson or next lesson? Next lesson it will come. Transformers. Bulk material means iron core. They don't keep it a solid core. They will keep transformer core like sheets like this, one over other. Plain sheets they will plate soft iron sheets one over each other. To have it will come like this. If you see this, three-dimensional view I am not getting. But if you place one over other sheet, what will happen? It will become a bulk material. Why they made it into sheets? Because to avoid the eddy currents. And also they will laminate. Laminated means by laminating what happened? If I place another sheet here, I will place laminated sheet one over each other. Then what happened? There will be there is no connection between direct contact between two plates by laminating. If you no contacts, that disturbs the path of the circulating currents. These are the two methods they given. What did they given? So the lamination are the separated by insulating metallic like insulating materials. Next, the plane of the laminators must be the arranged parallel to the magnetic field. So that okay, these two only uses to reduce the eddy currents. Clear? By making that and by laminating. Ultimately, whatever the precaution, whatever the what is that procedure we take that disturb the circular flow. If we disturb the circular flow, that reduces the eddy currents. Clear? Next, inductance. 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 Okay. Now, first we will try to understand what is inductance. Suppose in our Faraday's experiments in the beginning, we taken coil 1, C1. In C1, what happened? Induced EMF developed. Am I correct or not? Why it is developed? Why it is developed? Because flux. So, the induced current produced in the coil, it is directly proportional to R. Okay? The flux linking with the coil is directly proportional to current R. Flux and current in the coil both are directly proportional. If N turns is there, this is N phi, this is B. N phi B directly proportional to I. N phi B is equal to this constant, some constant. If I take K, actually it is not K, just I am taking because you will come to know why did I take K. This K or instead of K, if you take it K only. Okay, K, this K we call it as inductance. Okay, what is this? K is called inductance. This inductance, there are two types. It's based on the coils. One is self-inductance, second one is mutual inductance. Clear? One is, first in our textbook they given mutual inductance. Next they call it, next given, what did they give? Self-inductance. So inductance are two types. That is mutual inductance. Next self-inductance. This inductance two types. Mutual inductance and self. This we denote with capital M. Self-inductance. Okay, when mutual comes, here we will write M. When we frame this equation for two coils, we will write M here. If we frame the equation for single coil, we will write L. That's why I have written K only. Here K is called as inductance. We will see the definitions also. What is mutual inductance? What is self-inductance? So this is mutual inductance is depend on the geometry of the coil. Geometry of the coil means shape of the coil, size. Clear? And
it is a material property. Clear? It is an intrinsic material property. Clear? So it is self-inductance not depend on phi b, not depend on I. It's depend on the geometry of the coil and material property, intrinsic material properties. So the dimensional formula of mutual inductance, whatever the mutual inductance or self-inductance is M L square T power minus 2 A power minus 2. How do you write? Making this as a subjective, you can write down. Suppose if you take L, phi B is equal to L into I. L is equal to what? Phi B by I, like this. You can go from this one by one, right? You will get the answer. So how do you write? B, A, I is what? I is equal to Q by T, like that. B, A, how do we write? Using torque. Torque is equal to MB. Clear? B is equal to tau by M. So tau A is what? Area here. A by Q, M comes here. Q, T goes up like this. If you make it, you will get this equation. Tau unit in Newton meter area, meter square second. Magnetic moment M. What is that? Ampere meter. Q. What is Q? Already I is there, no need to write directly. This is we can write I only. Second is not required. I unit ampere. See, Newton meter square, ampere meter ampere square goes up minus 2. In Newton, again that is M into A. Like that, if you frame it, you will get this dimension formula. Otherwise, you can remember this. So, what is the dimension formula of inductance? Mutual inductance, self inductance. For all the same, M L square T power minus 2, A power minus 2. All are 2. Clear? Now, the unit of this inductance is Henry. Scientist name Henry. Henry. Clear? It is a scalar quantity. Self-inductance or mutual inductance or simply inductance is called is the scalar quantity. This is about inductance. Clear? Now we will see the definition of mutual inductance and self-inductance. And remember the dimensional formula and the unit scalar or vector. It is a vector. Now we will see what is mutual inductance. The derivation of mutual inductance. M equation now we are going to prove. Which equation? Mutual inductance. Now mutual inductance discussion. Mutual inductance. Here I am taking a solenoid. Okay, the solenoid is S1. This radius of solenoid is R1. Clear? Understand? Now, this is the axis of the solenoid. Now, I am taking another solenoid like this. Here, this solenoid is S2. This solenoid radius is what? R2. Okay, length remains same for both. Clear? So I placed small solenoid in big solenoid. Their axis remains same. Clear? Now, number of turns. Total number of turns in first inner coil is N1. Clear? And small N1 is the number of turns per unit length. Okay, this is one. Next N2. Total number of turns in a second solenoid. Outer. Next small n. Number of turns per unit length. I1. This is current in. If any current is there, that we treated as I1 in inner coil. And I2 is second coil. Understand? Now, what I am doing is R1 and R1 is the radius of the inner solenoid and R2 is the radius of the bigger solenoid. Now, what I am doing is actually mutual inductance means if you take two coils, generally I am explaining. If you place another coil here, clear? When current flows through this coil, when current flows through the first coil, there will be a current in the second coil. That is mutual inductance. Clear? So this, whatever the current produced here, this current produces current in the second coil. It is just like a what is that? Fashion. How you follow the new trends. Nobody say to you to follow that. By seeing others, you are following. Clear? So you influenced. Understand like that. This coil, current, if current flows this coil, magnetic flux link this linked magnetic flux is into develop the current. So same way here also. Now first I am doing current passing to the second coil. So now I know the current I2. When as soon as current allow in the secondary coil, outer coil, this outer solenoid will produces magnetic field. That is B is equal to mu naught N to I2. Am I correct or not? Magnetic field produced by who? Second solenoid or outer or second solenoid or S2. Magnetic field produced by second solenoid. Then these magnetic field lines crossing passes through inner solenoid. Am I correct or not? This is a bigger circle, this is small. So magnetic field produced this crosses through its secondary inner coil. Am I right or not? There will be a flux linking with a small coil. Right? So the flux linking with a small coil I can write phi 1. This directly proportional to what? Flux linking, this is directly proportional to I2. Okay, if I2 increases, then what happens? B increases, flux in a first coil increases. This is flux passes through S1. Am I correct or not? Clear. Number of turns are there. This is for single coil. How many are there? N1. So this I can write N1 phi 1 directly proportional to I2. So N1 phi 1 is equal to M1 to I2. This constant is called proportionality constant. This is called mutual inductance, or sometimes we call it as a coefficient of mutual inductance. So M12 is called mutual inductance of M12 is called mutual inductance of S1 with respect to S2. Clear? So this I am taking equation 1. Clear? Now we will try to find out N1 phi 1. N1 phi 1. Right? N1 as it is. Phi 1 is a flux crossing the inner coil. So flux crossing inner coil means
magnetic field crossing through this area. Which magnetic field crossing this field? So this I can write B into area of the first coil. So N1. What is B? Mu naught N2 I2. Which area? First area. So inner coil area pi R1 square. Right? This N1 I can write. How do we write N1? N1 is equal to small n1 we can write number of turns per length. So n1 is equal to n1 L. So this I can write n1 L mu naught n2 I2 pi r1 square. So finally n1 phi 1. What did we get? Answer this equation n1 n2 mu naught pi r1 square into I2. Right? This you substitute or compare with the equation 1. Clear? In N1 phi 1, this is the equation. Here, according to first equation, this N1 phi 1 is equal to M1 I2. Equate this. What is that? M1 to I2. What is M12? M12 is equal to N1 N2 mu naught pi R1 square. So this is called mutual inductance. What is that? Mutual inductance. Mu naught N1 N2 pi R1 square L. This is the mutual inductance of what? S1 with respect to S2. So I already said it's depend on the geometry of the coil. Here see, geometry has come, area, not current, not number of, not flux. Clear? It's depend on N1, N2, where L missed. L also there, here into, you take here L. So L missed into L. Here L is there, right? So it's depend on length, number of turns, and permeability area. Not current, not magnetic flux. So first what I have done, current alone in outer coil. Clear? Then we calculated flux crossing the inner coil. This is the first case. Next case is we passes the current in the inner coil. What will happen in the secondary coil? That we will see in the next class. So meanwhile, you write down and read the textbook. You will come to know what I have done here. Clear? So make a note on this.